Welcome to today's class. Today's topic is integer. In the previous classes, we already learned what is whole number, what is natural number and all. So, in this class and this year, we are going to learn integer, one more new concept, new types of numbers. Clear or not? So, what are previously what you learned, those numbers will be in this set and some extra numbers also. What are all those numbers? We will see. Okay. So, how will be the integer set representation means either we can represent by the capital I or Z. In two ways we can represent. Clear or not? So, next, how will be the set? So, in general, I will write it as I. Okay. In the integer set, the set integer consists of whole numbers. You know already, whole numbers starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. But some more numbers also will be in the integers. Those numbers are nothing but negative numbers. And so on. Clear or not? Integer consists three types of numbers, mainly negative numbers, positive numbers. 0 is neither positive nor negative. Clear or not? And in the representation in the number line also we know the middle one, take it as 0. Right side of the 0, what will be? Positive numbers and so on. Here, left side of the 0, negative numbers and so on. If you want to represent plus 2 is here. If you want to represent minus 3 here, minus 10 is and so on. Okay, these are all we learned already. So, we will learn some more properties. Like in the last year, we already learned closure property, associative property, commutative property, and all we learned for the natural numbers and the whole numbers. So, now we will apply all those properties to the integers. Clear or not? First, I will apply all those properties under the addition and the subtraction. Addition and subtraction. Okay now? I will check all those property under the addition and subtraction. The first property is what? Closure property. Clear or not? Closure property means what? The elements what you will take note, the element should be in the integer. Okay now, under the addition means we should add those two elements. The result should belong to the same integer, same set. Then it is satisfying closure property under the addition. Integer is satisfying the closure property under the addition. In the same manner, you have to take two numbers from the integer set and you have to do the subtraction. Okay now, the resultant number, if it is belongs to the integer set, then integer set is satisfying the closure property under the subtraction. Clear or not? So I will take an example, then you will come to know. First, closure property under the addition. Closure property under the addition. For that, what I will take? First, I will take minus 2. The property is what? Addition property plus 3. Clear or not? Why? Because negative numbers also will be in the integer. Minus 2 plus 3 is what? Plus 1. Yes, it is belongs to integers. Clear or not? Not only this, you can take any type of examples. Correct or not? So, closure property under the addition will satisfy for the integer set. Clear or not? So, closure property under the addition is satisfying for the integer set. What about subtraction? What about the subtraction? So this is for under the addition. Now for the subtraction. Under the subtraction, is that closure property is satisfying or not? Yes. So what I will take? Minus 5 minus of minus 1. So what is the answer? So minus 5 minus into minus plus 1, that is equals to minus 4, which is belongs to integer set. Which is belongs to integer set. So under the addition also it is satisfying. Under the subtraction also closure property is satisfying. So the integer set is satisfying the closure property under the addition and satisfying the closure property under the subtraction. Clear or not? Then what about commutative property? Closure property is satisfying under addition and subtraction. Okay, no? What about commutative property? First case for addition and second case for the subtraction. Commutative property. What is the commutative property? Generally, I will explain you. See, suppose if you are taking two elements, if you are considering two elements from the set, integer set, okay, no? Under the addition means what you have to do? You should add the two numbers in this manner also. Change the order. First, how I added A plus B. Next, you change the order. B plus A. Okay, no? What if it is giving something C? If this C is belongs to integer set, then it is satisfying. Commutative property is satisfying under the addition. Instead of plus, if you are taking minus, commutative property is satisfying under the subtraction. Clear or not? So we will see. I'll take example, then we will come to addition and subtraction. I'll take example, then we will come to know. See, minus 1 plus 2. Clear or not? Now change the order. 2 plus minus 1. Clear or not? 2 plus minus 1. Is it satisfying? Just to see, what will you get? Minus 1 plus 2. 1 will get here. 2 minus 1. What will you get? 1 will get. Yes, it is belongs to integer. It is satisfying. One more thing, both are equal. Both are equal. This one is equal to this one. Clear or not? Yes, commutative property is satisfying under the addition. Clear? So in the second, commutative property is satisfying under the subtraction or what? First, what I will take? 2 minus of minus 6. Subtraction of minus. Whether is it equal? Minus 6 of minus 2. Is it satisfying? Just see, 2 plus 6. Here what we get? Minus 6 minus 2. What do you get? 8 is not equal to minus 8. Commutative property is not satisfying under the subtraction for the set integer. What? Commutative property is not satisfying under the subtraction. Here I am going because 8 is not equal to minus 8. Commutative property is satisfying under the addition. Is it clear? Yes. Next. Which is the next property? What is the next property? Associative property. Associative property under the addition, associative property under the subtraction. Whether it is going to satisfy or not. See, associative property means what we have to do first. In this associative property, first we have to take three numbers. Suppose from the integer side, I will take -1, 3, and -5 I will take. These are the five numbers. I will compare those numbers first. You see, first number is this one, -1. Under the addition of first I will add this. Okay, and 3 plus of -5. Clear? What is the simplified answer here? Just you see, -1. Okay, plus of, what is this answer? -2. Clear or no? -1 -2, that is equals to -3. So what I will do now, see, second and third number I have taken one pair. Now what I will do, first and second number I will take one pair. Okay, so what I will do, -1 plus of 3, okay, no, one pair plus of -5. Clear or not? So what do you get? 2 plus of -5 is equals to -3. So this one is satisfying this one. Then it says that associative property is satisfying under the addition. So what you can write? A plus of B plus C is equals to A plus B of C. It is satisfying under the addition. What about subtraction? Is it going to satisfy under the subtraction? Let us see. Okay, for the subtraction, same numbers I will take and I will do the subtraction, whether it is going to satisfy or not. Let's see. So subtraction, what I will do? First -1 minus of 3 minus of 5. First comparison. Here only I will write the difference. -1 minus of 3 minus of -5. Is it clear? Here second and third term I will say. Here first and second term say. So -1 minus of minus into minus plus 3 plus 5. If it is minus is there, you should be very careful. Clear or not? Here -1 minus 3 minus into minus plus 5. Clear? So minus of minus 8, here -1 minus 4 plus 5. Clear or not? So here -1 minus 8 minus 9, which is not equals to 1. Here -9 is not equals to -1. Clearly we can say associative property is not satisfying under the subtraction. Is it clear? Associative property is not satisfying under the subtraction for the integer set. Clear? Understood? Okay. So the next one is what? Identity. Additive identity. Okay, now only for the addition. What is the additive identity? This next. Additive identity. See, additive means what? Addition. Identity means what? Same thing. So when you are adding for a number, if you are adding something, the resultant should be the same number. Number you should get. Okay, no? Then adding number is called additive identity. Clear or not? Any confusion? No? Just see. I'll tell you. To take any integer, maybe positive integer or negative integer, your wish. Suppose 5 I will do. So for the 5, what I will do? 5 additive means addition. I will add 0. Then what you are getting? 5 only. Suppose minus 3 I will take. For the minus 3, what I will add? I will add 0. Then resultant is minus 3. So, additive identity means what? For any number, if you are adding something, the resultant should be the number itself. Then added number is there, this is called additive identity. In the integer set, the additive identity is what? 0 is the additive identity. In general, additive identity, how we can write? A plus 0 is equals to A. A plus 0 is equals to A. Clear? Up to here clear? Very good. What we learned up to here? Addition, subtraction, closure property, commutative property, associative property, and the additive identity. Clear or not? Let us go to multiplication. So, next is multiplication. So, under the multiplication, see, I will take different types of integers and I will do the multiplication. What will be the result? We will see first. First thing, here positive numbers are there, negative numbers are there. One positive number and one negative number. What will be the multiplication? Suppose minus 5 into 6 is what? Minus into plus minus. 5 6 is 30. Here, what it says? One positive, one negative will give the negative integer. Two positives, what will be? 7 into 7. 7 7 is 49. Okay? Two positives will give positive. What about two negative? 9 into minus 9 into minus 9. Minus into minus plus. Clear? 9 9 is 81. If you are getting confusion, okay, first you should know the basics. What is the basic? Plus into minus, minus. Plus into plus, plus. Minus into minus, plus. Minus into plus, minus. These are the very important. Plus into minus, minus. Plus into plus, plus. Minus into minus, plus. Minus into plus, minus. If you know this, then easily you will understand this. Clear? So, positive into negative is negative, 2 positive is positive, 2 negative is positive. Interchange also you get the same. If you are increasing the numbers, so first is 2 digits. First 2 numbers multiplication. 3 numbers if you multiply, what you have? Okay, all 3 numbers are negative numbers. What will be the product? Suppose simple minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1. Twice if you are multiplying with the negative means you are getting positive. Twice means what you get? Minus into minus plus, plus into minus, minus. How many times if you multiply 1 also you are getting 1. So what we are getting? Negative number. So twice if you multiply means what you got? Positive number. 4 times if you are multiplying, minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 into 2. Clear or not? If you want to check what we get, we get a positive. See if it is even times, in general, if you are multiplying with even times, the answer is positive. If you are multiplying with odd times, the answer is negative. Clear? This is some basics. Now, we will apply the properties for multiplication also. What are the properties? We observed in the previous subtraction, addition and subtraction, the same properties we will apply here also. What is the first property? First property is closure property under the multiplication. Closure property under the multiplication. Same. What we did in the addition and subtraction, same here also. Just sign will change. And in the place of plus or minus, we will write multiplication symbol here. Clear? So, first what I will do, I will consider two numbers, -5 and 2. So, I will apply the multiplication. -5 into 2 is -10. It belongs to integer. Then closure property is satisfying under the multiplication for the set integer. So generally, what you can write, a into b, if it is belongs to a into b, if it is belongs to integers, then it is satisfying the closure property. Product if it is belongs to integers. Clear? Okay. The next property is what? After closure? After closure? Which property? Commutative property. Okay? Commutative property. Commutative property. First I will write the general form. Later I will take few examples and I will tell you. Okay, commutative property is what? If A into B, if it is equals to B into A, then it is satisfying commutative property. Clear or not? A into B equals to B into A, then it is satisfying the commutative property under the multiplication. So, take two examples. -5, -1. Are the two numbers? So just you apply under this one. -5 into -1 is equals to -1 into -5. What do you get? 5 equals to 5 is satisfied. So commutative property is satisfying under the multiplication. What? Commutative property is satisfying under the multiplication. Then go to next. Then go to next property. The next property is what? What is the next property? Associative property. First I will write the general form. What is the associative property? A plus, sorry, not plus, multiplication. B into C is equals to A into B into C. If it is satisfying this, it satisfies the associative property under the multiplication. So here three numbers we have to take. What I will do? I will go with 1, -1, 2 and then -2. Whether it is satisfying or not, I will see. So first, in the place of A, -1 into 2 into -2 is equals to -1 into 2 into -2. So -1 into -4 is equals to -2 into -2. Minus into minus plus 4 plus 4. It is satisfied. So associative property is satisfying under the multiplication. What? Associative property also satisfying. What? Associative property also satisfying. Not only this example, in general you can take any numbers, any three numbers you take and you apply. This is the general form. Okay, the general form for the associative. Even for commutative also, any type of numbers you can take and you can apply. Associative property, commutative property will satisfy for the general form. Clear? So next, one more property is there, that is distributive property. Distributive under the multiplication. So what is this property? A into B, B plus C. Clear or no? If it is equals to A into B plus, A into C. If it is satisfying this, then it satisfies the distributive property under the multiplication also. Here also take 3 numbers. Here 5, 6 and then -2. Any numbers you can take. Clear or not? So first this is A, this is B, this is C. So A is what? 5 into 6 plus of -2 is equals to 5 into 6 plus 5 into -2. So 5 into 4, 6 minus 2 is 4. So what will you get? 5 6 is 30. What will you get? -10. So 4 5 is 20. Here also 20. So 20 equals to 20. Distributive property is satisfied under the multiplication. Commutative is satisfying, associative is satisfying, distributive is satisfying. So next is, what will happen if we multiply by 0? What will happen if we multiply by 0 to the integer? Not only integer or anything, if we multiply with 0 means the resultant is 0. 1 into 0, 0. 10 into 0, 0. 100 into 0 equals to 0. In general, A into 0 is equals to 0. So next one is what? Identity. What is multiplication? Identity. Multiplicative identity. See, same like the additive identity also. In additive identity, what we learn? By adding something, we should get the same number. Here also, by multiplying something, we should get the same number. That is called the multiplicative identity. First, I will write the general form. A into anything, if you multiply means you have to get the A only. If you multiply with 10, minus 10, 100, minus 100, you won't get A. But you multiply with 1, you get A only. 5 into 1, 5. Minus 5 into 1, sorry, 5. 10 into 1, 10. 100 into 1, 100. So, 1 is the multiplicative identity. What? 1 is the multiplicative identity. Is it clear? Multiplication is satisfying closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, and what is the multiplicative identity? 1 is the multiplicative identity. 1 is the multiplicative identity. So, the last one is what? Division. So the division. First we will see whether division is satisfying or not. If we are dividing two integers, the resultant is belongs to integer set or not. We will do it. What is the division? Is it clear? Division. Any two integers we will consider it and we will divide it. What will be the answer? We will see first. Suppose -3 and 2i. Okay, I will apply the division for these two integers. Whether the resultant is belongs to integer set or not, I will see. Okay, -3 divided by 2. Okay, it is not belongs to integer. Clear or not? Then no need to go for these properties. First of all, if you are considering two integers and if you are applying the operations, the resultant is not in the integer set, then how will be this? Okay, so no need of going the properties. Clear or not? Let us see what are the variations in the division. Okay, see one positive, one negative. One positive, one negative. If we are dividing this, the total answer is negative. Clear or not? If suppose in the same case -5 and -7. Okay, you won't get an integer value, but whether that value will be positive or negative, we can say. Okay, -5 divided by -7, minus we cancel. The answer is what? Positive. Whatever may be the value, not an integer, but the value will be positive value. But this one is what? Negative value. Okay. One more example I take, just very interesting. So 5 and 1. What it is? 5 by 1, which is nothing but 5 belongs to integers. Belong to? Then we can apply operations. No. It is satisfying only for this one. When denominator is 0, then only it is satisfied. Then only the number will be in the integers. Other than 1, see all these cases. If it is satisfying, means it have to satisfy for the every number. In general, it have to satisfy, not for any particular values. Clear or not? In general also it have to satisfy. Then only we can say the division is belongs to integers. Clear or not? Not for any one or two examples. Clear?